Yes, Juliet. Da, 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 da. Run, baby, run, and never look back. Oh, sorry. See, am I on? Hey, soul sister. Okay, boyo. I want to do like a thing of like SpongeBob, like a parody of that scene from The Good Doctor that everyone's been memeing of, like SpongeBob yelling at Mr. Krabs that he is a fry cook. This is like, I am a fry cook. I don't think I've ever actually watched there's the opening for this game, so I think I'm gonna do that. There we go. Okay, syncing your cloud storage. I think if I just wait a few minutes, like just a little bit, it'll start playing the opening. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. Epic.
When people die, they just go away. If there's any place a soul would go, it's in your memories. People you remember are with you forever.
Kaboom. There's the ice monster. His staff. Yeah, this is all stuff that comes later, like yeah, since I didn't watch that, I basically was going in more pretty much blind, so didn't know any of this stuff was gonna be in the game. Monkey ship. Yeah, the archers from when we visited Grandstaff near the opening hours of the game. Yeah. Oh, there's Sarah as the witch, a beastie. Let's see. So far, nothing we haven't seen yet. Main thing I want to do is to see if I can find any more dreams, because I like those. I want, like, we haven't had any the past couple streams.
Got no use for the past.
Lost Odyssey. Alright, neato. Alright, let's go. Continue. Let's continue! Last save. I've been only using one save file. We are now on the 4th disc. Alright, where did I leave off? I think I stopped in a town, I think. Oh yes, I was gonna deliver a letter to an old lady. It's cold even inside, and frost is forming all over. Still, it's better than out there. Oh, the cold. It feels like I'm gonna freeze just standing here. I better get inside fast. Pride of Gotza, our city of magic and iron. It's all gone. What a fearsome force magic can be. Hi, doggo. Sorry, doggo. No head pats today. Ahem. Hello, sir. How could such a prosperous city fall in the blink of an eye and be frozen in ice? I still can't believe it. Like, not even in Gotza, there weren't, like... We didn't find any Thousand Years of Dreams in Gotza. Yeah, dreams. Like, yeah, there's still some gaps. Like, some stuff that I don't have. I have most of them. Like, I think you can get dreams of other characters in your party. Boy, it's freezing out. Boy, it's freezing out, isn't it? How about some nice whole wheat bread, hot from the oven? I think that's a woman, sorry. Oh my, this letter's from my son. He hasn't contacted us once since he left. To be honest, I'd given up hope on him. So he's doing well, I see. I've been so worried about him. Please tell that troublemaker to come home soon. But don't rush him. It's dangerous right now. Anyway, thank you for delivering this letter. Here's a little something for you. Black belt obtained. Did I have that written down somewhere? Let's see. Where to go? What's up? I think that guy was in the refugee camp. Back in on F. Camp. Oh yeah, I have like that musical cube thing. I have some music for it, but that's in Numara, and last time I checked, it was closed off. Well, I haven't checked since, because we're on the 4th disc. Hopefully, maybe it's opened up now. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to deal with this if it weren't for what I'm drinking. To get drunk. Gotza was destroyed? Man, quit following my legs just because you think I'm drunk. I'm not, alright? This guy's as drunk as a skunk. Don't know what I'll do with him. What do you think is going on now in Middletown? We can't even go up to find out, from what I hear. Boy, this place has become a ghost town. Guess that's to be expected with the cold and all. Is rat. Oh yeah, the dog. Here are the dog people. Wait a moment. Aren't you the immortal who... Oh, whatever. I don't care about anything anymore. All of my friends are gone. This ice took all those who didn't meet their end in the Highlands of Wool. If you really are an immortal, won't you go to the Highlands of Wool and bring back the keepsake of the Kent? If I had that in hand, at least I could feel that their deaths were worth something. Guess what? You aren't actually gonna listen to this guy, are you? You're gonna have to let go, okay? There was a massive landslide in Wool. The battlefield was completely buried in mud. Maybe someone took whatever it is you're looking for during the battle. If that's the case, it'd be impossible to track down. Besides, what happened was not your fault. Gungora's the one to blame. Him and his unstable grand staff. You should stop thinking about it.
But my friends in Wool, they don't even have a grave to call their own. If I just had something to remember them by.
I'm gonna write that down just... Yeah, that might become important later. Hang on, I want to check to see about my party. Let's see. Make sure everyone's kind of on the same page in terms of levels. Let's see, Kaim is going to be in my, like... Kaim and... haven't spent a lot of time with Kaim, so he's fairly underleveled. So yeah, Sarah is definitely underleveled, so let's... Okay, so, what shall I do? What shall I do? I want to, like, I like Ced, he's cool. I like that he has a firearm, like, that he can use a firearm. That is awesome. And I want to have some mortal characters in my party, just for the sake of learning abilities. Let's see, spellbook formation. Oh yeah, speaking of that, skills, let's see. I'm still working on some stuff. G's still working on some stuff. Let's see, I think I will swap Cook out and replace her with Sarah. The formation. So yeah, Kaim, yeah, he's definitely underleveled. The Mac, I think maybe I'll put Tolton in his place him with Tolton. I don't know. You don't. I don't want Jansen in the front row anymore, so I'm gonna put Tolton. Seth. Oh yes. Swap out Cook with Sarah. Let's see, so I got 2 mortals in my party. Let's see, Ming. Maybe I'll put Jansen there. Let's see, yeah, Kaim's at level 32. Ming, Sarah. Sarah. Kaim's level 32. Sarah is at 30. Let's see, kind of want to get them all around level 40. I'll just roll with this party formation. Maybe I can do a configuration where it's like... skills, let's see, Tolton. He is still working on stuff. Let's see, Sarah, concentrate. Concentrate! Oh, she's got some empty skill slots that I could fill. Let's see... Stand ready, counter, anti-dizzy, anti-petrify. I'll keep those open. Wait. See, she has learned anti-poison. Let's... okay, equipment. I was just scrolling through it, like... The black belt increases counterattack rate. That's cool. Hang on a sec. Kaim, water charm. I think I kind of wanted to learn work on learning that. Sounds like a useful ability. Scroll of balance. What is that? Let's see. Slot hit inflicts damage on one enemy depending on your ally's empty skill slots. I'm not sure about that one. Let's see. All right, skills.
Girls only want guys with great skills. Nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills.
Gonna get Seth something new. Tell me something I don't know. What is this warrior's armband? Spell counter. Randomly performs a black magic counter attack against enemy magical attack. That's kind of cool. Alright, so let's see. In my party right now, I have Tolton, I have Mac, I have Kaim, I have Jansen, and I have Sarah. Alright. Hey, child. It's cold. If only I were a Kent. They don't mind the cold at all. Us low towners aren't gonna give up at the sight of a little ice. Heck, I like having a bit of cold snap every now and then. There are people down there. Can I get down there? Let's see. My god. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, there's a ladder over there. I think I completely missed that. When yeah, I think I missed this there's a ladder down there. I don't think I've been down there at all. I completely... Oh, wait a minute. Are you alright? Do you feel any pain? I think we found a dream, folks. The first one in a while. I'm fine. It's just a cold. I'll be okay with some rest. Stop worrying about me. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. It's been too long since we've had one of these. I'm happy. The ranking of lives. A terrible epidemic is ravaging the kingdom. The onset of disease is sudden, due to genetic or perhaps hormonal factors. It strikes only males. The victim experiences a high fever, a violent headache, and often a swift death. The disease does have two hopeful aspects. First of all, once an individual survives it, he need not fear catching it again. For them, from then on, he has immunity. Secondly, an extremely effective medicine exists. If used preventatively or in the initial stages of the disease, the drug, a tablet made primarily from a plant that grows in the mountains, almost always results in a cure. Does this mean people can relax, and that there is no need to worry? Unfortunately not, for an ironic twist of fate is something that life tends to thrust upon people all too often. The high-altitude plant used to make the medicine that is so effective in prevention and early cure is extremely rare, verging on extinction. In other words, there is not enough medicine for all the kingdom's subjects, only for certain people.
Do you see what I mean? Asks Doc, a quiet man on patrol in the capital's marketplace with his fellow military policeman, Kaim. Sending his sharp gaze down one alley after another, Kaim responds, "You're saying they rank people to decide who gets the medicine?" "Exactly," says Doc. In deciding the rank and order, they brand us as either subjects indispensable or the nation or other subjects. Subjects indispensable to the nation or other subjects. Essential workers. Capital military policemen will receive their medicine relatively early, which demonstrates their ranking as subjects indispensable to the nation. I guess it makes sense, Doc goes on. If all of us were to kneel over order in the capital If all of us were to keel over, order in the capital would break down like nothing. We always have to be the picture of health as we patrol the city, right, Kime? For the sake of the homeland, as they say. I suppose so. First the royal family gets the medicine, then the royal guards, third come the politicians, and then the financiers who run the country's economy, the police and firemen, doctors, and finally us, the capital military police. There's not enough to give it to just anybody. Doc all but There's not enough for just anybody. Doc all but spits out these final words, and he asks, "What do you think, Kime? Ordinary subjects are people too. Is it okay to rank them like that?" In theory, Kime should be able to reply without hesitation. That, of course... Kime should be able to reply without hesitation that of course it is not okay. But realistically speaking, he says, "There's no way around it." He averts his gaze from Doc's as he hears himself saying these words. No way around it. No way around it, huh? He mutters with obvious distaste. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is no way around it. He sounds as if he is trying to convince himself. In fact, it does seem to be the only means open to them. The folks here in the marketplace know about the disease, obviously. Folks here in the marketplace know about the disease, obviously. Obviously, answers Doc. Their fears get the better of them. They could riot at any time. Absolutely. We could just manage to keep the peace by patrolling the streets like this. I know what you mean. If we were to succumb to the disease, their lives would be put all the more at risk. If we can't dose every subject in the kingdom, all we can do is think about how best to keep the harm or the impact of the disease to an absolute minimum. I couldn't have said it better myself, Kime. You get a perfect score. Good job. His words of praise carry obvious barbs. Sensing the presence, Kime falls silent. Underlying Doc's sharp comment is not only the pain of biting sarcasm, but the sorrow of helplessness. Two children, a boy and a younger girl, run past the men, laughing, dressed in rags. They have probably come from the slum behind the market to gather scraps of vegetables, little better than garbage. Doc points to their receding forms and says, "I'd like to ask you a question, Kime." "Alright. Are those kids subjects indispensable to the nation?" Kime has no answer for him. Because he knows the right answer all too well, he can only lapse into silence. Responding to Kime's silence with a bitter smile, Doc goes on. "According to your logic, Kime, those kids fall sick and die, there's no way around it. Or at least Capitol Police like us have a greater right to the medicine than those kids do. Am I right, Kime? Isn't that what you're saying?" Kime could hardly declare that he was wrong. Responding again to Kime's silence, Doc says, "Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not attacking you. It's just that everybody is indispensable in some way, even those kids. They may be just a nuisance to the state, poor beggars, but to their parents they are indispensable lives and must be protected at all cost. Am I wrong?" What a kind-hearted fellow, Kime thinks. Maybe too kind, to a degree that could prove fatal for a soldier. Oh, that kind of scared me. From the direction of the castle comes the sound of the great bell, an emergency assembly signal for the soldiers patrolling the streets. The medicine seems to have arrived for them. "Let's head back," Doc pipes up, apparently emerging from his gloom. Let's be good boys and take the miraculous medicine that's going to save our lives and protect the kingdom. The sorrow-filled thorns sprouting from his words pierce Kime through the heart. Let's be good boys and take the miraculous medicine that's going to save our lives and protect the kingdom. It is the following day when Doc tells Kime of his plan to when Doc tells Kym of his plan to desert. "I'm only telling this to you, Kym," he says when they're patrolling the marketplace again. "I know the punishment for desertion is harsh. I'm not sure I can make it all the way. If I'm caught, I know I'll be court-martialed and executed." He has resigned himself to that possibility, he says, which is why he wants to make sure that Kym knows the purpose of his desertion. "I'm not betraying the country or the army. Just have to deliver this." In his open palm lies the tablet that he was issued the day before. "You didn't take it?" Kym asks. "Didn't take it?" Kym asks, shocked. "No, I fooled them," he chuckled. He chuckles, immediately turning serious again and closing his open hand. "You're going to deliver this tablet?" "Uh-huh." Doc holds out his hand now, pointing towards the mountains south of the capital. "At the foot of those mountains is the village where I was born. My wife and son are there. He's just 5 years old, and he's been sickly since the day he was born. If he gets the disease, it's all over for him." "So you're going to give him the medicine? Do you think it's wrong of me to do that?" Transfixed by Doc's stare, Kym is at a loss for words. Suddenly, the gentle Doc's eyes betray a murderous gleam. "I may be a soldier dedicated to protecting the nation, but before that I am a father of a son, and before that I am a human being. I don't give a damn about the kingdom's ranking of lives according to whether or not they are indispensable. I want to save the life of one human being who is indispensable to me." Doc's eyes take on added strength. They are bloodshot now, clear proof of his resolve. "If I leave now, I can be back in the barracks by roll call tomorrow morning. I'll leave home as soon as I give him the medicine. So I'm asking you to do me this one favor. Don't cause any commotion until then." "No, of course not. No, of course not. But I'm not sure I can make it, but I'm sure my boy will die if I just stay here. He'll pull through if he has the medicine. If there's even the slightest possibility of that, I have no choice. I have to take a chance." "They'll kill you if they catch you. I don't care. I can die with pride, knowing I did it to save the life of the one person most important to me." "What if you get sick? All I can do is leave it up to fate." Doc smiles. "Human beings can't do anything about fate, but I do... Human beings can't do anything about fate, but I do want to do everything I can as a human being." This is why Doc has revealed his plans to Kym. "One more thing, Kym. If they kill me, or if I get sick and die, I hope I can depend on you to visit my village sometime and tell my wife and son what happened. Make sure they know that I didn't desert because I got fed up with the army. I did it to save my son's life, which is something that is way more important to me than army rules, and even more important than my own life. You will be satisfied as long as that message gets through," he says with a smile. Kym has no way to reply to this. Not that Kym fully accepts everything Doc has said to him. He is convinced not so much of the man's reasoning as he is overwhelmed by something that transcends reasoning, by the power of life, by the strength and depth of Doc's desire to save a life precisely because it is something that will eventually be cut off by death. "I'm going to make a run for it while we're patrolling the marketplace. I'm asking you to look the other way. Tell them I disappeared when you took your eyes off me for a split second." Kym could do nothing but accept Doc's plea of silence. He sees that deep in the hearts of those who love... He sees that deep in the hearts of those who love finite life is a place that cannot be entered by those who have been burdened irrevocably with life everlasting. The two men reach the far end of the marketplace. Alright then. Sorry to put you through this, Doc says. He turns toward the exit and is about to plunge into the crowd when it happens. A child comes bounding out of the alleyway. It is the same shabbily dressed girl from the slums who ran past the men yesterday, laughing. Today she is alone and crying her head off. She looks around with wild eyes, and when she spots Kym and Doc in uniform, she comes running to them shouting, "Help! Help!" "What's the matter?" Doc asks. She takes his hand and leads him into the alleyway, as if to prevent the surrounding people from hearing what she is about to tell him. "It's my brother," she blurts out. "He's sick. He's got a high fever and he's shaking all over. We've got to do something, or he's going to die." Kym and Doc look at each other. "How about your parents? Do you have a father or mother to take care of him?" Kym asks. "What parents?" the girl retorts tearfully. "They both died a long time ago. It's just me and my big brother. Oh, please help him, please." "But I was just," Doc mutters, fidgeting, ready to run. He looks at Kym with pleading eyes. Kym kneels down and looks the girl straight in the eye. "When did his fever start?" he asks. "Just a few minutes ago," she says. "We were leaving to pick up vegetable scraps, and he fell down." Only a little time has passed since the disease struck. He could still be saved by the medicine, but of course there is no medicine for slum children. Judging from the girl's wasted frame, her brother must also be eating poorly. The disease will almost surely ravage his malnourished body and snatch his life in a matter of hours. The girl will not come down with the disease, of course, but even if it cannot attack her directly, once she has lost the only other member of her family and has no one to take care of her, the tiny thing is bound to trace the same fatal path as her parents and brother sooner or later. "Please help my brother! Please!" She clings to Kym and Doc, huge tears streaming down her cheeks. Kym gives her a slight, silent nod. He rises slowly and reaches for a small leather pouch dangling from his sword hilt. Before he can lay hold of it, he hears Doc saying to the little girl, "Don't worry." Doc is holding out his hand to her, smiling gently. In the palm of his hand is a tablet. Like, I wonder, is Kym taking the medicine? Because he's immortal, he can't die. Also, like, because he's immortal, and when he comes back to life, does he stay immune? So Kym could just give all his tablets away, because, like, he can't die. "Give this to your brother," Doc says. "There's still time to save him." The girl gives him a puzzled look and hesitates until he urges her. "Hurry, do it now!" She reaches for it uncertainly and takes it in hand with great care. "Hurry home now," Doc says. "Hurry home now," Doc says with a smile to her. The girl dashes off. "Thank you, thank you, thank you!" Her shrill, tearful voice rings out as she disappears into the alleyway. "I'm glad it worked out like this, Kym," Doc says with a shrug and a pained smile. "So now I won't be branded a deserter, and I won't have to give you anything to worry about. No, this is a good thing." He sounds as if he's trying to convince himself. He even nods deeply in agreement. Surely he cannot have done this without regret, especially if his son at home should take sick and die. His voice is calm, however, as he says, "Couldn't help it. When I saw that little girl crying like that, I knew my son would understand." He gives himself another deep nod. Still, Doc. Never mind, don't say a thing. Doc cuts him off and squints toward the alleyway the girl ran down. There's absolutely no rank order to lives. The only thing that matters is to save a life you see with your own two eyes. I know what you mean, says Kime. Just because I saved one slum kid's life, there's no guarantee he'll grow up to be a credit to the nation. Maybe all I succeeded in doing was prolonging the life of yet another drag on the state. Maybe after I get back to the barracks, I'll start thinking of other people I should have saved instead of him. On the other hand, Kime, he says, interrupting himself and turning to look at Kime as he considers yet another possibility. On the other hand, I look at it this way too. Maybe if it's just a matter of innate human instinct to want to save the life before your eyes. Maybe we learn those other kinds of rankings later, for the nation, or for the people, or even for my son. I may have failed as a soldier, or as a father, but I think I did the right thing as a human being. Doc stops himself there and starts walking without waiting for Kime to reply. He might be trying to hide his embarrassment at his own tortured reasoning. Seeing this, Kime produces a laugh and calls out to Doc, as casually as if he were suggesting they go to the tavern for drinks. Hey Doc! Hey Doc! Uh-huh, you forgot this. Now Kime finishes what he interrupted before, reaching for the leather pouch tied to his sword hilt. From it he takes a small pill. Kime! You've been holding out on him! What? You mean? I didn't take it. Incapable of losing his life to a disease, Kime had no use for the medicine to begin with. Of course, he has no intention of telling Doc about that. Even if he were to try telling him that he lived 1,000 years, it is not likely that Doc would take him seriously. Well, yeah, I'd think he was crazy. Yeah, because like I said, yep, Kime, you can't die, so you don't need to take the medicine. You have a family, Doc. Lives you'd give anything to protect. That is a great thing. Now Kime holds out a hand with a tablet in the way Doc did earlier to the girl. I envy you, he says with a smile. Wait, Kime, wait! Hey, I mean you... I don't have a family, he says, increasing the depths of his smile. Responding to Kime's smile, with a mixture of loneliness and warmth, Doc silently accepts the tablet. Well now, would you look at that beautiful sky? That beautiful blue sky, says Kime. I think I'll just stand here a while, looking up at it, not thinking about anything at all. I think I'll just stand here for a while, looking up at it, not thinking about anything at all. This might be a good time for you to run home to your son. Kime does as he says, looking up at the sky. Before long, he hears the sound of footsteps running across the stone pavement. Make sure you come back alive, Doc, Kime mutters. Kime strolls along, looking up at the blue sky, until he disappears into the marketplace crowd. End. It was nice to have one of those, finally. I'm fine, it's just cold. I'll be okay with some rest. Stop worrying about me. Are you alright? Do you feel any pain? Alright, let's see. So this... I'm trying to remember, did I actually go down here? Oh yes, I remember. It was just a dead end. So, never mind. Never mind. I wonder if there's another ladder. Because, like, I saw people down there. The Pride of Gotza, our city of... Alright, I already talked to you. Is Rat? Let's see, hello. Doesn't it all look wonderful? Go ahead and buy it. You won't regret it.
You won't find it cheaper anywhere else.
The rumor says the Goatson force has gotten revenge against Ura, but none of them were specific about what happened.
These ice monsters are lurking right outside city limits. There's no way we'll get any news from Ura like this.
Hello there. What can I get for you? It may be freezing outside, but I've got everything you need in here.
So, our king has passed away. I suppose this marks the end of Gotza, then.
Our beloved king was suspended in ice and died from suffocation, according to what they say. My goodness. Apparently, Hightown and Middletown are both frozen over. The magic lift's frozen solid. Oh well, not as if anyone survived up there.
This road used to lead to the old part of town, but the ice has blocked it off now.
Some people are trying to escape, but I wonder how well they'll manage against the monsters. Hey, hold on there. You can't go that way. You saw the building that collapsed at the entrance of Old Town, right? It couldn't take the weight of the ice, so it's become a dead end over there now.
So you can't go that way. Let's see, can I get down there? Because there are people down there. I wonder if the tall building, like if I can use that.
Who knows what'll happen to Gotza, with the king being dead now, from what I hear.
It's too dangerous to leave town right now. Ice monsters are everywhere, and besides, you'll freeze to death. What's this? Where's this way go?
Gotza City, elevated entrance.
My son hasn't come back home. If only he hadn't gone to work that day.
You know, if you think about it, this nation's been fighting forever for one reason or another. Life may be comfortable here, but I bet it'd be a lot better if things would just settle down for a change. Speaking of peace, Numara is one good example of what I'm talking about, but even a peaceful nation like that was host to a band of pirates along its shores long ago. It's been said that they had a hideout in a seaside cavern. They were eventually caught, of course, but supposedly the treasure has still yet to be discovered. An ancient pirate treasure lies in the terrace cave on the Numara coastline. This is a disaster. The King of Gotza and his army were encased in this huge block of ice. Monsters are lurking outside the city. If you need to go out for whatever reason, you'd best be careful. You aren't from around here, are you? Must have been quite an ordeal getting here. Hurry up and get in town. Alright, so let's see. This is blocked off, so I can't go any further. Okay, so let's go up the ladder. You can get to Lowtown using these stairs. Everyone's so nice down there. Not that I'd ever have anything to do with them, though. What an asshat. Pompous dick. My family, my friends, they're all gone. Now what am I gonna do? Never imagined this would happen to Goat's City. So yeah, we're topside now. Let's see, where's this go? Okay, so we're going to the world map. Descend. Sitting inside my pocket. Right, I think this might just be way out of town. Oh, it's just another exit. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. I've been staying up too late. Depressed. Let's be real. A lot of shit on my mind that I can't really share publicly. Operate. The elevator's still working. The elevator's still working. The elevator's still working, boss. Yes, here is the bus. Do 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 do. Like, clear this crap out of the way. Like, this would be a lot easier to navigate if people would just clear the trash. Alrighty-o. Alright, dog, just go hunt rats or something, I don't know. Do that. Just hunt the vermin. Let's see, backyard. Oh yeah, this is like the arena challenges. I wonder if it's... I wonder if it's open now. Hello, sir? A good fight just gets me so passionate. Putting your life on the line. Oh, isn't it great? He's a Kent. He is doggo. Okay, a barrel's to kick. Hey, about time we got some new folks in here. This is your first time watching the backyard? Fresh meat for the grinder. You need to do your research to get the most out of battles. It's no fun if you don't even know the rules. The battles here work over a lot of diverse rule sets, and believe me, no one knows more about them than I do. So, what do you want to ask? Battle information. Sorry folks, I'm afraid I can't leak that info out to people quite yet. You can't keep a good winning streak going without equally good information. Let me know if you need any more help. More importantly, do you know about the backyard for beginners? It's the classic guide to the backyard. It's pretty rare too. If you can find it, I'll have a lot more info for you. Welcome to the backyard. If you want a little spice of our battles, this is the place for you. What's that? Here to fight a round or two? Haha, that's the spirit. Now then, choose who you'd like to battle. Let's see, the Kalolan Battalion. Class light. Condition, defeat all enemies. Let's go. In battle formation conditions. Change battle members in formation. Check battle conditions. The class light, defeat all enemies, begin battle. Alright, show me what you got. Show me what you got.
Out of my way.
Oh man, this is music. Let's see, got lullaby. Let's see, power hit. Cut down. Let's see, what are these things? Do they have their water? What is good against water? I'm trying to remember. I want to say earth? Wind? Let's try earth. Let's see, and then have her do wind. Let's find out, shall we? Counter! Wind! It's not wind. It is ground. Cut down! Oh, okay. Just one left. Let's see, just gonna use regular attacks. Let's see. Tolton, what do you have equipped? Let's see, Royal Knight Ring, GC down, Machine Killer, Machine Killer. Let's see, these are Alolans. Let's see, I'm going to have a Wind Ring. Let's see, Wind. Wind Ring, Storm Ring. Just gonna have them use regular attacks and have, let's see, black magic, so wind, do the windy thing. Wait a minute.
That wasn't very fun.
I'm having a brain fart. I think it was it ground that was good against them? Damn it, I forgot. Well done. Congratulations. Here's your prize for winning. Take it. Backyard for beginners obtained. Want to fight again? Fight. Haha, that's the spirit. Now then, choose who you'd like to battle. The Festival of Magic. Let's see, class light, condition up to 2 PCs, defeat all enemies, attacks not allowed, skills not allowed, items not allowed. Let's see, a 3-way magical rumble for who? This awesome double act is ready to take you on. Thanks for everything. Come back again soon. I'm just gonna save. Do you actually get any EXP for doing these fights?
You need to do your research to get the most out of the battles. It's no fun if you don't even know the rules. The battle here works on a lot of diverse rule set. Hey, isn't that the backyard for beginners? That's a collector's item.
Fans are eager to get that sort of thing.
I'll give you some inside info if you'll let me have a peek.
Handed over backyard for beginners.
No. Okay then, so what set do you want info on?
Here they come, the Kalolan Battalion, the Festival of Magic.
That what you want? That what you want, huh? Well, you aren't letting other enemies handle the dirt. You aren't letting other enemies handle the dirty work for you, are you? You aren't letting other enemies handle the dirty work for you, are you? It's not a true victory unless you defeat them all, you know? That about covers it. I think. Anything else? That was kind of cryptic. That should be enough to give you an edge. I'll be watching for you. Good luck. I just can't get enough of reading The Backyard for Beginners. With that book in hand, I have complete knowledge about the backyard. Alright, so let's try this magic battle. Vessel magic. Alright, so I need magic users formation, so I can only use 2. I'm going to go with Ming and Jansen. I'm just going to go with Jansen. Just the 2 offensive mages. Let's see, can end battle. All right, show me what you got. I will do so.
Let your guard down, eh?
This little freak. Spell, white magic, black magic. See, this water, they're all water. She's got composite magic. Hang on, I just have to check the, let's see. Elemental damage, let's see, water. The earth is good against water, okay. No wonder that wind blade didn't work. Let's see, I'm gonna do all round. I'll just have her charge that up and have Jansen just do immediate spell casting. See, ground up. Take care of these fuckers first. Jamming. Did that do anything? Oh, fuck. Well, I don't think I was prepared for that. Too bad there, folks. Better luck next time. Alright, I think I might need to, like, I think I might come back to this arena later. We'll probably rethink my strategy. I wonder if there's a way to, like, cast Reflect on yourself so that you'll just reflect the spells back at them. See, spellbook. Let's see, do I have, let's see, all shield. It might be spirit magic. Let's see, my first loss, refresh shadow, absorb, mind, deposit magic. Curse blocker. Might be able to learn level 2 composite. She already knows it all. Alright, I will come back to this at another time. Push the button. To the 7th floor.
Ah, help me! I saw a black Kalolan walking through, the most dangerous of the Kalolan tribe. No, I really did!
I think I remember this guy. I don't know if anything really came of just him seeing a black Kalolan. Or maybe he's just racist.
That guy must be really drunk. How could there be any monsters here?
That guy's completely drunk already. Unbelievable. Abandoned apartment. The 2 chairs. This is where we met with the king. Yeah, that old Ganon's no match for the king. Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos! Oh boy, I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok! Alright. Can't seem to open that one.
I'm surprised I survived that one! Yarr! Why I be talking like a pirate?
When is Talk Like a Pirate Day? It's not something that I observe, mind you. Alright, let's see, 7th floor. Let's go to the 9th floor. Da-da. Hello, sir? Let's see. Magic lift may not stop on the floor right below us, but you can actually still get there easily enough. Do you know how? Well, it's simple. Just take the magic lift down, then take the stairs up. Nothing to it. Yes.
My daughter yelled at me to stop gambling. I swore her I'd quit. I even put some money down in it. I did.
You have a problem, buddy. Dad, the tower's a frozen wasteland and you're still lost in your crazy gambling fantasy world. Knock it off before Mom gets seriously angry. Do 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 do.
You want to stay here, even in this cold? Even in this cold? Excuse me, but are you sure you're feeling all right?
Damn. All right, 10th floor. I wonder if there's any way to get these people here to sell items to me.
Kind of amazing to think the Goatsa was entombed in ice. Anyway, this room's the same as always, so just go on ahead. Sheesh. If it's this cold, I'm sure even Lady Luck needs to warm up a bit. I think I'll pull up a chair and see if she's nearby. This way, the way I see it, gambling is a loser's game. If you're in it to win, that just shows how much of a rookie you are. Hey, are you gonna play? Are you gonna play too? Hey, are you gonna play too? Me? Today's just not my day. Probably about a time to quit. So what if the country's a thing of the past? The atmosphere in here, well, gambling is what living is all about. Hiccups. All the homes in the middle town are frozen in ice. Not that I care much at all. I've got all the fun in the world right here. Phew. I'm in a cold sweat here, but the total was 3 monsters, so I win. Damn, you must be quite a dodger, Alright, I'll bet on 5 or more next time then. Times are tough, you know. That's why you have to bet everything you got here. Let's see then. One more game for me, I think. My wife can't stay away from the betting table. I wish she'd knock it off, but she's getting better at it than I am. I really should just quit for today. I know that, but you just never know when you'll have a run of good luck around here. The boss of the monies lives in an undersea cave on Numara. I want his money, but I don't stand a chance against monsters, and a normal ship couldn't make it down there anyways. Ah, that's a good tip. Undersea cave in Numara. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Because, yeah, I have a submarine. Ah, you again. Thanks to your kind investment, I just managed to score a win, although it wasn't enough to cover the cost. But with that, here's another offer for you. How about another investment? It'll be worth it. I feel something big coming my way tonight. Give me my money back. Haha, that's the spirit. How much would you like to be investing? Let's go big. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna make a mint for you. Just watch. Signed loan papers. This may be a terrible idea. You actually lent him all that gold? Well, don't come crying to me if you never see it again. I'll just slay some monsters and get more money. It's no biggie. If only making money were that easy in real life. Well, I mean, I'm probably in real life slaying monsters isn't as easy as it is in game. All you do in game is just press a button and things die. Goats' destruction is pretty scary stuff, but I don't live in the past. As long as I'm having fun now, that's all that matters. I heard some rumors about Goats' annihilation, but that can't be true. You'd have to be crazy to believe what people tell you in here. How about a little bet between you and me on whether or not Goats is really destroyed? Alright, that's everybody in here. wonder what a good strategy for... I'm just still thinking back on that, like, just the arena, I just died instantly. Ah, it's cold as usual outside. This building is nothing special, but at least it keeps the wind out. A new magic-wielding king just ascended the Uran throne. Makes you wonder where Goats' king is, doesn't it? Oh, that's an old woman. It's colder today than yesterday. Grandma really ought to be home, but I guess she hates sitting around the house without anything to do. Oof, it's so cold. Kind of hard to get in the mood for shopping, isn't it? Especially when they won't sell me anything. But maybe they will. I don't know. This store... Ugh, Goats has been decimated. My sales volume is in the gutter. I don't care if you aren't Goatshead. Please, just buy something. Rude. The healing herb, healing tank. I have a lot of those. Mana herb, mana capsule, mana bottle. Get 10. Antidote, eye drops. Yellow vitamin, smelling salt, anti-paralysis, braver, steel clear, stones beast thorn, sleep, freeze, darkness, formation paralysis, angel's plume. I have a lot of those. Flare bombs. I don't really use the bombs. Oh, magic! See, this is ground mine. So's what. I came all the way here to shop and not a single... Yeah, I already know this. You aren't Goatson, are you? Well, that's past. Well, what's past is the past, so please just buy whatever you like. Ah, the full blade. Rough edge. That's for Kime. See, that's no good. That's Holy Scepter. Holy Scepter, Batman! Wrath. Alright, got one of those. Wisdom earrings. Wisdom earrings. Alarm clock. I might have one of those already, but it can't hurt to get another one. First blocker. Medusa's head. Darkness. Darkness! It'll use the spirit magic up to level 2. And I get another one. Alright. Oh wait, I was... Materials. You probably have materials. Let's see, it looks like ever... Let's see, I'm gonna get more of those. You'll just get whatever. Let's go all in. And at least 10 of everything. Oh, I'm running out of money. Don't want to go too crazy. Let's see, let's make ring. Let's see if we can make any rings. Flame ring. Flux ring. Inflicts severe water damage. Is that one of the rings that I'm looking for? Let's see, flux ring. Stone. Storm ring. Dinosaur ring. Jamming ring. Hacker ring. Magic ring. Alchemist ring. Game ring, hunter ring. start from the bottom, work my way up. Ace Thief Ring. That's new. Pickpocket Ring. Just have one of each kind of ring. Seal Ring. Or. Enchanted Ring. Gouging Ring. Hang on a sec. Bathroom break, and I am back. Okay. Beast-Tide Rasp. Sun crystals. I wonder where I got those. You have any sun crystals, sir?
Oh well. I think, as far as I can tell, I think from what I can tell, I think I've already done everything here in Gotza. I think it's time to go somewhere else. I think I'll go to Saman because I got, like, an item that apparently you can give to the Pipot, a special kind of seed. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? Will you be there holding my hand? With my superhuman might, kryptonite. Bum 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 ba bum. I also want to go to see if I can get to Namara because so I can do the like music block. See if I can do that. Alright. See ya fuckers. I wonder if the stuff down there is just like set dressing. Let's put some on. Field. Port. Western shore of Ura. Eastern coast of Saman. I can get inland. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. May as well chat with my party members. We must stop Gungora quickly. It is our duty. Gungora's wicked mission will bring harm to the entire world. We cannot leave him unchallenged. But of course, in true RPG fashion, I gotta do like other stuff before that. You can see the hell pretty well from here. They don't even have technology like this in the Navy. The Nautilus is so awesome. It is fascinating. Watching how the ship is controlled, I can't help but stare a little. I wonder what the world used to be like without my memories. I couldn't even imagine. So, what's next? We're gonna track down Gungora and give him the works, right? If you're gunning for Gungora, you can bet I'm in on it. I'm pretty angry about all this too. You'd only have 2 things to say per person. Fate is a strange thing. Imagine me traveling with all of you. Who could have known the world was so big? Frankly, it's been one surprise after another for me. You poor naive prince. Hey, where's Seth? The Nautilus, inside the Nautilus. I'm inspecting the ship's weapons. Could you wait a bit longer for me? I'm actually on a ship with the great pirate Ced! This is incredible! I'm helping out with the inspection. I'm a pirate apprentice after all, you know? Ship or submarine, it doesn't matter. Being on the sea calms me down. Guess that's what thousands of years of pirating does to you, huh? Open. I got bunks. Okay, we can rest. Hey, what's in this one? Oh, more bunks? So I guess, are these just all bunks? Alrighty. Let's see, what's this? Use memory lamp. Controls. To stop autoplay, press start to pause, and then hold down back. Stop. Okay, what is this?
Disc 1. Return to Ura. Okay, so can I just watch cutscenes? Yes, I can. Alright. That's cool. That's actually really neat. Like, giving you the option to just go back and watch cutscenes. Part. To ocean floor. Kind of scary. Like, I kind of have this fear of, like, being under the ocean. Or just in open water. Like, I find it kind of eerie. That's one of the reasons I find Subnautica to be kind of an unnerving experience. I should play that game on stream at some point. Because, well, for one thing... Like, I have it on my... Like, I have it on my PC and also on my Steam Deck. And, like, there's no cross-saving in this game, in that game for some reason, even though there should be. Did I surface?
She's maxed out, Mama. She could give more if she had more power.
We should be able to use magic to get us past these hypercurrents.
Yeah, that would do it.
Magic energy? In the words of a pirate, a great treasure. This should be fun.
This is where the fun begins. Surface. Oh, I can jump. Oh, that's going under the water. It even works underwater! Idiot! I'll just get to the surface for now. Ah, damn. Let's see, where was I gonna go? Saman. I think I was gonna go to Saman. May as well just explore at sea for a bit. Over the sea, let's go, men. We're shipping right off again. And nobody knows where or when. What's down here? See, burning limestone cave. Is this a place I've been? Wait a minute, I think it is. Yeah, I believe that's where I fought that ice titan. Oh yeah, yes, that's yas, that's where I've been. Like, oh my god. I wonder what's over there. Da 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 da. So, you know, one of these buttons will take you to just the move to the nearest disembarkation location. Blah, 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 blah. Ugh, I hate saying that. Let's see. What's over here? Sveem. Oh, it's a big ice floe.
scary. Can I go underneath this? Let's see, swim. Not yet. Huh. There's something there, I just gotta figure out how to get there. Oh, no. Unless, can I talk to Sed? No, I cannot. He's busy steering the ship. Ahem. You, me, gas station, sushi. Actually, wait, I think it's just you, me, gas station. You, me, gas station. What are we gonna eat? Sushi, of course. Uh-oh, there was a roofie in my gas station sushi. Hang on a sec. Let's see. Gonna be chilling. Let's see, you, me, gas station sushi. You, me, gas station script. Let's see, copy pasta. Where is it? Just gonna waste time. Let's see. Yes. All right. Let's see. You, me, gas station. What are we getting for dinner? Sushi, of course. Uh-oh, there was a roofie in our gas station sushi. We black out and wake up in a sewer surrounded by fish. Horny fish. You know what that means? Fish orgy. The stench draws in a bear. What do? We're gonna fight it. Bear fight. Barehanded. Bear naked. Oh yes, please. We befriend the bear after we beat it in a brawl, and then ride it into the Chuck E. Cheese. He's Dance Revolution, overthrow the government. I think so. Next thing you know, I'm reincarnated as Jesus Christ. Then I turn into a jet, fly to the sun, black out again, wake up, do a bump, white out, which I didn't even know you could do. Then I smoked a joint, greened out. Then I turned into the sun. Uh-oh, looks like the math is kicking in. That was dumb. Alright, let's see what. Like a lot of these ways are blocked off with ice flows. See if I can just discover a place to land. Can I get inland? No, not really. Who feels like hopping on ice flows? No luck so far. Let's see, where am I?
I'm just gonna do this. Field. Western shore of Ura. Then forest. Numara Atoll. I can't go there. Tosca. Can I just not go to Numara at all? Saman. I do need to go there. So happy now. Kind of a bummer for a while. Oh, it's the man with the creepy doll. There's a Pipot. See, it's very excited. It looks like it wants the prickly seed. Give it the prickly seed. You took something out of the pot. You got solid seed. I don't... You give it 2 seeds. Let's see, so, item. Was a solid seed. Let's see. Valuable. Solid seed. Let's see, a magical diary orb that can recall recent memories found inside the Nautilus. Solid seed. Rumor has it that the Pipot in Ura loves these seeds. Oh, gotta go to Ura. Just gonna chase down the Pipots. I'm assuming your wife left you, sir. Can't you see I'm quite occupied right now? Stop bothering me. Okay, I'm just going to leave. Did you also flee Goat's City? The city's frozen over. Nobody can get in anymore. Why is this happening? Welcome to my end. It sounds like Goat's City's in a predicament, doesn't it? Well, this is quite a nice inn for a small town like this one. Perhaps I should extend my stay a bit longer. Goat's City, encased in ice while I was out traveling. Goat's City encased in ice while I was out traveling? Preposterous! I'll never believe such rubbish. Open up. Open up, it's the police. It'll apparently take a little longer to fix the ships, but at least the trouble's gone. Guess we'll just have to be patient. Ships docked at the port were all demolished by the monsters. Guess I'm stuck here for a while then.
This room is empty. Nice thing about being a VTuber is that you can blow your nose and eat on stream without grossing anybody out because they don't see it. Random thought. Good afternoon. Lovely weather, isn't it? Where are you going? Do you believe in ghosts? I want to meet one someday. Careful what you wish for, kid. Hello, where are you from? Guess what? This plaza is haunted with ghosts. That magic machine is supposed to be able to play music. It's broken now, though, and it doesn't seem like anyone knows how to fix it. It'd be nice if there were some way to fix this thing. Maybe I should open it up and have a peek inside. Fix this? Ah, it's Zed. He's probably handy. Oh, is that Zed? That's his name. Tipsy Zemlo. It'd be nice if they could find a way to fix this thing. Maybe I should have a peek inside. Oh no, you don't. You don't just mess it. You'll just mess it up more. Here, let me see it. Well, well, this is incredible. Now I can hear the music from my youth again. Thank you so much. Ice water amulet obtained. I knew that there was a way to fix that. Wow. It's as good as new. Now we can have music anytime we want. It's been pretty sunny lately, so it's nice and warm. If you're out under the sun, the wind's still pretty chilly though, isn't it? Is there something... there's something I've been wondering. Aren't you cold wearing nothing but that? It's been pretty sunny. Sounds like the guy living in the port finally got arrested. Guess there was no talking his way out of what was in that ledger. Seems like that big shot finally got caught. Who would have believed how happy that makes everyone around here? Be equipped. Bronze Spirit Band. There's a cave path leading to Tosca, but I was ambushed by monsters the moment I set foot inside. That way's a no-go. I hope everyone's doing all right in Tosca. Tosca, I need to check up on them. Hello, welcome back. Enjoy yourselves. Sounds like Goat's City's in serious trouble. My business is doing just as well as ever, but I don't like this talk at all. The mist is gone, and so are the monsters. Come on, let me treat you to a round. You hear about how Goat's City was destroyed? I don't believe such a thing could happen. Is it true? Cheers to the heroes who saved our city. Here, let me pour you another one. Let's see, I'm gonna check how do you deal with the hypercurrents.
Let's see. Go beat the great ancient ruins. You need the item on the top. You have the energy to go through the hypercurrents. Okay, so it's... I gotta do something first. Alright. Gonna hold off on that. I want to just explore, see if I can discover stuff. Probe. Oh. Pixie flower. Oh, that's appropriate for me. Let's see. Pixie flower. Let's see. Increases magical defense. Welcome, welcome. We've got some rare fruit in today. Go ahead, try one. It's the least I could do for our heroes here. Oh, another memory. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A memory triggered by a fruity memory, it would seem. A dream has been revealed. Bright rain. The bright rain is going to start soon, the boy says, pointing out to sea. The bright rain? Kaim asks him. Uh-huh. It happens every night, way out there, he says with a carefree smile. It's so pretty. Bright rain, huh? Yeah, I want to watch it with... Yeah, I want you to watch it with me tonight. It's really pretty. The boy has never once left the island in the 10 years since his birth. The island is small and poor, and the only way to make a living there... And the only ways to make a living there are fishing from dugout boats and gathering forest fruits. One monotonous day follows another. The islanders waking at dawn and sleeping beneath the star-filled sky. The boy does not yet realize that this is the greatest happiness of all. Sounds like a nice, simple existence. The boy begins speaking to Kaim, who turns to look in his direction. Hunkered down on the beach in the moonlight, the boy in profile glows like a chocolate sculpture. Over there, where the bright rain falls, is a great big island, right? I know all about it. The island is way bigger than this one, and way more stuff goes on there, and it's just full of shiny things and pretty things and food that's way better than I can even imagine. And I can even imagine, right? Don't worry, I know all about it. Kaim says nothing but gives the boy a pained smile. Beyond the horizon lies a big island indeed, a vast continent. Kaim was there until 4 days ago. Then, rocked in the hold of a freighter for 3 days and nights, he crossed the sea to this island. I know about it. I know about it, but I've never seen it, the boy says, his voice dropping. He hangs his head, diverting the moonlight from his face. His chocolate skin melts into the darkness. Oh, hey, PlayStation fan, thank you for the lurk. Into the darkness. Would you like to go there? Kaim asks. Sure I would, the boy replies without hesitation. All the kids here want to. Everybody leaves the island. Everybody leaves the island, I suppose. Sure they do. Boys and girls both. As soon as they're old enough to work, they go to the other country. Me too. In another 5 years. I'll be ready in 3 years. Then I'll take the boat that you came here on and go to the other country and work hard and eat tons of yummy things. Boy raises his face again. Locked on the ocean, his eyes are shining. They are eyes full of hopes and dreams. It's gonna be really bad once they get on that boat, isn't it? Let's see. But he knows nothing of the other country. He can never know a thing about it as long as he stays here. Not one of the young people who cross the sea, their eyes shining like the boys with hopes and dreams, ever came back. Of course not, the boy would say. The other country is so much more fun, there's no point in coming back. I think you should be concerned about that. The boy believes in the happiness awaiting him in the other country, about which he knows nothing. Only when they leave the island do the brown-skinned people there learn that their skin is a different color from that of the people of the other country, that the language of the island is of no use in the other country, that the people of the other country look on the islanders with cold eyes, that the only way for them to meet people with the same brown skin, the same language, and the same birthplace is to head for the island people's ghetto and town. The first words the boy was certain to learn in the other country's language would be the ones the people of the other country used for people like him, illegal alien. By the time he learned it, he would be tumbling down the hill into the ghetto. The boy gallops away from the beach and returns a few minutes later with an overflowing armload of fruit. He says they grow where the wind from the ocean meets the wind from the mountains. They're at their best on nights when the moon is full. Go ahead, have a taste. He wipes a piece of fruit against his worn-out shirt and hands it to Kime. What do you call this? Kime asks. You're going to laugh. They pinned such a fancy name on it. Grain of Happiness. That's a nice name. Kime bites into a grain of happiness. It is shaped like an apple from the other country, but it is some 2 sizes smaller and just that much more packed with juicy sweetness. This is great, Kime says. You really like it? I'm glad, the boy says with a smile, but he is soon hanging his head again and sighing. I like them a lot too, the boy says, but I bet the other country has all kinds of stuff that's way better than this, right? Kime does not answer him, but takes another bite of a grain of happiness. The boy is right. There are lots of foods in the other country, far more delicious than these grains of happiness. Or, more precisely, there were. Now, however, the other country has been transformed into a battlefield. The war started 6 months ago. That was when the boy began seeing the bright rain every night. It's like probably battle magic. The prosperity of the other country is extreme. The most glittering happiness is available there for anyone with enough money. And money is available there, without restriction, to anyone with enough power. Might makes right. Wealth is goodness. Those who are neither mighty nor wealthy obtain right and goodness by finding others who are both weaker and poorer than themselves, and ridiculing, despising, and persecuting them. The island people, whose language and skin color are different from those in the other country, are seen as the other country's shadow. This is not a shadow, however. This is not a shadow, however, that forms because there is light. The very existence of the shadow is what makes the light all the brighter. This is the only way that the inhabitants of the other country know how to think about things. Eventually, however, strength reaches a saturation point. Wealth that has run its course begins to stagnate, and expansion is the only course left open. Desires can only be fulfilled through a continual bloating. In order for the country to remain strong and for the wealthy to stay wealthy, the leaders of the other country made war on the neighboring country. Any minute now, the boy says, looking out to sea again with a carefree laugh. The bright rain is going to fall, way out over the sea. The war was supposed to have ended quickly. Everyone in the other country believed that with overwhelming wealth and strength, it would be easy for them to bring the neighboring country to its knees. To be sure, at first the war went according to plan. The occupied area grew each day, and the entire populace of the other country became drunk with victory. One after another, however, the surrounding countries took the side of the neighboring country, which was only natural. For if the neighboring country fell, they themselves might be the other country's next target. The other country's entire diplomatic strategy failed, which was only natural, for no country on Earth will make friends with a country that only knows how to flaunt its wealth and power. An allied force was organized around the neighboring country. Together, the surrounding countries sought to encircle and seal off the other country. From that point on, the war entered a stalemate. Limited battle zones saw troops advancing and retreating again and again, in the course of which the other country's wealth and power was consumed little by little. Disgust for war began to spread among the populace, and to obliterate that mood, the military circulated false propaganda. The military situation is developing in our favor. Our army has again crushed the enemy's troops. The truth was that the occupied territories were being recaptured one after another, and the Allied forces now were crossing the border to strike inside the other country's territory. In response to a foolhardy attack by the enemy, our resolute fighting men launched a counterattack, annihilating their forces. The day for our victory song is upon us. Stopping the war was out of the question. Admitting defeat was out of the question. The people had believed that wealth and power would enable them to rule everything, but now they knew the terror of having lost both. The Allied forces were joined by a powerful supporter, a mighty empire that wielded authority over the northern part of the continent, joined the battle as if to say, "Let us finish the job for you," crushing the other country once and for all. But the powerful empire was not satisfied just to destroy one upstart nation. It turned its overwhelming military might upon the Allied forces. As it had so many times in its history, it seized the opportunity of its clash with the surrounding countries in order to further expand its own power. Having lost its leaders and been turned into a wasteland as far as the eye could see, the other country now became the new battlefield. Outnumbered, the Allied armies hired mercenaries from another continent. Kime was one of them. For many days, he participated in a losing battle in which there was no way to tell which side was fighting for the right. After seeing his mercenary unit wiped out, Kime headed for the harbor. The boy's island had maintained a position of neutrality in the war. It is simply too small to do otherwise. It lacks the war-making capacity to participate in battle, and it possesses no wealth to attract the attention of the countries engaged in the fighting. But Kime knows what will happen. When the battle lines expand, this island will become valuable as a military foothold. One side or the other will occupy the island, and it will do one of two things. It will construct a base, or it will reduce the entire island to ashes, thus preventing the enemy from using it as a military foothold. Nor is this a matter of the distant future. At the latest, it'll happen a few weeks from now, and perhaps as soon as 2 or 3 days. Kime has come to the island to convey this message, to tell the people that as many of them as possible should board tomorrow morning's regular ferry to the nearby island. He wants them to start by sending away the children. He hopes never again to witness the spectacle of young lives being crushed like so many bugs. "Oh look, there it goes!" the boy cries out happily, pointing towards the horizon. "The bright rain!" Far out to sea, a white glow suffuses the night sky. The powerful empire has begun its night bombing. The boy has no idea what the bright rain really is. He can watch with sparkling eyes and murmur, "It's so pretty, so pretty." To be sure, viewed from afar, the bright rain is genuinely beautiful, like a million shooting stars crossing the sky all at once. But only when viewed from afar. A dull thud resounds from the sky. Another dull thud, and another, and another. Thunder? Oh no! If it rains, we... Is thunder? Oh no! If it rains, we can't go out fishing tomorrow, the boy says with a smile and a shrug. He's just a friendly little fellow, thinks Kime. The boy had seen him on the shore and spoken to him without hesitation. Are you a traveler? Hey there, PlayStation fan, how are you? And without the boy had seen him on the shore and spoken to him without hesitation. Are you a traveler? He had asked, and went on speaking to him like an old friend. Kime wants children like this to be the first aboard tomorrow's ferry. I'm going home now, says the boy. What are you going to do? Oh, I guess I'll take a nap under a tree. You can sleep in our barn. Why don't you spend the night there? Thanks, Kime says, but I want to watch the ocean a little longer. Tomorrow, though, I'd like you to show me around. I get it. You want to see the head of the village. I know a shortcut through the woods, right over there. Kime is hoping to convince the village head to evacuate the island. If they act right away, they can make it. They can save a lot of islanders. Oh yeah, just saying, this is a game called Lost Odyssey. It's an RPG from the creators of Final Fantasy for the Xbox 360, and these are just like little snippets. Basically, your main character has lost his memories, and throughout the game, you just find these 1,000 years of dreams, and they're these little short stories. Usually, a lot of them can be a little bit sad. Actually, very sad. You can save a lot of islanders. But as the boy stands, sweeping the sand from the seat of his pants, he looks questioningly at the sky. Funny, he says. It sounds kind of different from thunder. The dull thuds keep coming without a break. Little by little, they draw closer. Kime jerks his head up and yells at the boy, "The woods! Run for the woods!" What? Hurry! His voice is drowned out by the deafening roar of machine guns. The bright rain has started. The island has been made a target far sooner than Kime had imagined. Hurry! Kime yells, grabbing the boy's hand. The woods are the boy's only hope. Hey, wait a minute! The boy shouts, shaking free of Kime's grip and looking up at the sky. It's the bright rain! It's falling here now, too! It's the bright rain! It's falling here now, too! Wow! Oh, wow! All but dancing for joy, the boy gallops down the beach until he is bathed from head to toe in the bright rain. A single night of bombing is all it takes to reduce the island to ashes. Never realizing the value of the happiness they possessed, never even knowing that such happiness has been snatched away from them in one night's passing, the people who filled the island with their lives until evening are gone in the morning. All dead except for one, the immortal Kime. On the beach at dawn, the only sound is that of the waves. Again today, no doubt. Urban warfare will decimate the city streets, and tonight the bright rain will pour down on the town again. The boy who called the rain beautiful will never again open his eyes wide with wonder. Kime lays the boy's corpse in a small dugout canoe that survived the flames. He places a ripe grain of happiness on the boy's chest and folds his arms over it, hoping that it will slake his thirst on the long road to heaven. He sets the dugout in the water and nudges it towards the open sea. Caught by the receding tide, rocked by the waves, the boat glides far out from the shore. Such a friendly little fellow. The boy smiles even in death. Perhaps it is the one gift the gods were able to bestow on him. boy is setting out on a journey. May it never take him to that other country, Kime begs. Or any country, for that matter. Kime knows. There is no place forever free of that bright rain. Because he knows this, he sheds tears for the boy. The rain falls in his heart. Cold, sad, silent rain. Emptied of bombs, the sky is maddeningly blue, wide, beautiful. End. That's probably the most depressing one we've had yet. Is it true what I hear about Gotza? I'm worried about what the future holds. Like, I feel like a lot of those stories, no matter how, like sad or tragic they are, they usually end on a hopeful note. My mom is acting kind of strange lately. I wonder what happened. Ah, how beautiful I once was. I should just pretend it was all a pleasant dream and forget about it. The city with the king is gone. These bad guys made it vanish with magic. The capital disappeared, but I'm still okay. My daddy's protecting me. Hey, welcome. You guys are the saviors of this town, so feel free to stay as long as you like. Well, the monsters are gone and Saman is safe to live in once again. Don't care if Goats is destroyed. We'll protect this town ourselves. Sea monsters finally off our backs, but now we've got the destruction of the capital to deal with. Dun, dun. Mechanically minded Jills. They say this thing's broken. Dad said it'll start working again if I kick it, but I don't want to break it any more than it is already. Don't touch it, okay? Ah, it's not broken. Here, let me have a look. There you go. Wow, that's amazing! It's fixed! Thanks a lot, sir. Here, take this. 5 adamantine ores. Nice, 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 nice. I never get sick of watching this machine in motion. Thank you for fixing it. You! Give it back! What do you want? I didn't steal anything! Well, who else could it have been, huh? Shut up! You want to go at it? You want to go at it, don't you? Whoa, whoa, knock it off, guys. What's going on here? Someone stole all the sales money from my store. It was still there when the monsters attacked. This guy's been caught stealing before, and some people saw him nearby during the commotion, too. It's gotta be him. That's a load of garbage. I didn't know a thing about your money. Where's the proof, huh? Oh, we got a side quest? Come on, this is crazy. You guys think I'm a thief too, don't you? Not at all. Well, good, because I didn't do it. Everyone's immediately assumes it was me. Sure, yeah, maybe I've stolen a few times before, but... hang on. But everyone knows about that. I'm not trying to hide that. I mean, I tried hiding it before, but it's always failed before. My granddad was a real straightforward guy. Everyone loved him. We were poor, but he'd still help out anyone in need. Everyone here talks about how great he was, but they were all just taking advantage of him, really. Maybe he was happy with that, but I'm not. Besides, why has it gotta be me who stole? I'm not the only one around here who could have done it, you know? So are you saying you didn't do it? One of the eyewitnesses says you were near the store. I'm telling you the truth here. How does seeing someone near the store mean I'm the thief? Man, of all the luck. This town was a mess when I returned after a long time. I walked over to the town square and this strange crow startled me to death. That's the reason I ran. A crow? You mean the one that was... You mean the one that was over in the other store? I don't know. I saw it fly out of this store, carrying this heavy-looking bag in its beak. I thought maybe it was stealing food or something. Sorry. So, where is that crow now? Who knows? It flew away and landed near the big tree by the store. I'm not sure exactly where, though. Okay, so we got a lead. There's no direct proof, but I saw him by the store during the attack. There's no way anyone could have stolen it afterwards. Come on, he's gotta be the culprit. We're all struggling here, and just look at him. Too bad that his grandfather was such an honest, well-respected man. Alright, so, crow near the tree. Hey, Mr. Fruit Guy, I don't think I talked to you after that story. Go ahead, have a look around. I've got fresh goods wall to wall. Caca! There's something blinking. Examine. Hey, I've got the money you're missing. What? Where? Right here. The shady-looking crow must have stolen it during all the mayhem. That bird must love shiny things. I can't believe it was the crow, but this is the money, all right. Talio wouldn't have put it here after stealing it either. Sorry for doubting you, Talio. I guess I owe all of you a favor for getting it at the bottom of this as well. Huh. Well, I'm glad you believe me now. General's pen. You guys really helped out, though. You know? Why did you believe me anyway? No one else would. Your grandfather helped me once, a long time ago. My grandfather? He's been dead for decades. You don't have to believe me. Ah, there he goes, ice cold as always. Pay no attention to him, and you, just stop acting so tough, okay? You're gonna get into some serious trouble someday. There's a little bit of a diversion there. Maybe he didn't steal it, but I still don't like his attitude. Oh well, mine wasn't much better either. Hey, how have things been? I owe you guys a favor, so here's a little tidbit of info for you. When I was a kid, I saw a smuggling ship pass by here. The crew hid something way up at the tip of the bank. I tried checking it out, but couldn't find anything myself. Maybe you'll have better luck. A smuggling ship crew hid something at the tip of a bank at Saman Port. So, the crow was the culprit. I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions so fast. Hello. Thanks again for your help. We couldn't have arrested the owner of this place without you. So what does that new item I got do? Let's... General's pen. Grants immunity to formation paralysis.
I think it's like, that means you can't change the formation of your party during battle. Gonna run back and save. Just in case, who knows, in case you have like a freak power outage or something. I'm just remembering for my Bayonetta 3 stream, I lost the like first bit of footage from that game. Because like my computer just blue screened right the frick out of nowhere. I met some people who escaped from Gotza. Apparently everything is frozen there to the point where it's now completely uninhabitable. They say Gotza's fallen. Is that true? You guys know anything about that? It's true, unfortunately. Thank you for helping me regain my innocence. These guys will now think twice about accusing me next time. Thank you for everything. Dun 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 dun. Oh, by the way, do you know about the nation to the south that was destroyed centuries ago? They say there's still ancient jewelry to be found there. I've heard tales of jewelry charged with powerful spirit magic. It'd be a wonder to see, I'm sure. Ancient Eastern tribe jewelry is buried in the great ancient ruins. Is it true what they say about Gotza? How it's all frozen and that the whole army's been annihilated? That's just hard to believe. Are you looking for something? Well, we have quite a selection. Have a look around. Can I go back here? That reminds me, I think I need to have new equipment for my party. I know, at least for Kime. Like a new sword. Holy scepter. Sinful Caesar sipped his snifter, seized his knees, and sneezed. Still don't have any new weapons for Seb. Seb, that's his name. Alright, let's check the port. Then where to next? I might go to Ura. Is because I have the seed to give to the Pipot. Just these little critters who live in pots, and you can give them seeds to get items. This looks like a nice place. It's got some yachts. Oh, you're the ones from earlier. Stamon's back to normal, and we have all of you to thank for it. I can't believe Gotza City is gone, but it looks like that's the truth. I was so relieved to be rid of those monsters. Now look what's happened. There's the auction house is here, I believe. Welcome, welcome. Please browse all you want. Sticky tape. Hello, travelers. Would you like to have one of the special rings I make? And layer ring. Have one of those. Steam ring. Cyclone ring. Planet ring. Don't got one of those. I need a container ring. I feel like that was like one I didn't know how to make. Dinosaur ring. Sharp wind ring. Alright, I already got one of those. I don't got one of those. The sharp wind ring. Assemble. Rumble. Farewell, travelers. I shall always be somewhere close by. Do. I actually don't got a lot of money, so maybe I shouldn't do the auction. I'll just talk to the people here. The rare stuff is getting tough to find these days, but hey, have a look around. Saman's Saman, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Saman's auctions are actually quite famous among those in the know. You get to see some very interesting things if you stay here long enough. Merchants come from all around the world to see what they can find. I heard they've got something really hot for the auction today. What do you think? Want to give it a shot? Stay out. You can buy these things over in the city, of course, but winning something unique after a heated bidding war, well, there's no better feeling in the world. Aren't these clothes just darling? They're from a land far to the south. They told me they got these clothes from across the ocean, but they're just a little thin for our cold climate. You'll see a lot of strange and unusual items on the auction block. Even if you've come from far away, you'll still have to get your money's worth here. You'll still get your money's worth here. Oh, fuck me. Disconnected again. Whatever. I don't care. Oh yeah, there's something at the tip. Well, did you make it to Odyssey yet? Oh, how wonderful. I was worried about you after I heard what happened to the city. I'm just glad to see you safe. The weather's perfect today, and the sea's nice and calm as well. There's still a lot to worry about, but we'll just have to deal with it. The weather's Is it true that Goats' city's been frozen over? What the heck is going on? It's terrifying. Salmon. Splinter. I'm gonna be a sailor when I grow up. Then I'll become a tough old man of the sea, like my dad and big brother. Spellbook. Splitter. Halves the HP of one enemy. Hang on a sec, there was a house I didn't look at. Or no, wait, that was the inn. I just had a moment. Trying to remember, did I look at that place? Motherfucker. Yeah, that's the inn. I kind of wasted time. Ice Canyon. Frozen Trail. Refugee Camp. Crashed Magic Train Site. Burning Limestone Cave. Westport of Ura. Saman, City of Ura. Ypsilon Mountains. Grand Staff Construction Base. Sea of Bows. Port of Numara. Yeah, Numara is inaccessible currently. Tosca Village. Old Sorceress's Mansion. Northern Cape. Oh yeah, it's gonna go to Ura. Although, can I go there with what's this with Gongora in charge? The Magic Republic of Ura. They say King Gongora has a secret chamber someplace where he conducts his experiments with magic. I have a friend with a few underground connections, but he told me that Gongora's got to have some kind of treasure hidden inside there. Haven't heard from the guy lately, though. Probably got too hot for him in the city. So you know what I mean. I doubt he actually tried sneaking into that room, but... I heard that the Grand Staff completely destroyed Gotza. So then King Gongora is really the one to blame for the tragedy at the Highlands of Wool. We won't let those who threaten Ura have their way. This gate shall be protected at all cost. Hello, sir. This is the place if you want a magic taxi. Where are you headed? Central Station Square or Castle Station? I think I'll walk. If I can. Oh, very well then. I look forward to serving you next time. All my pals in the security force are on edge right now. It's getting hard to work with them. Can't blame them, I suppose, with the goats and army attacking the capital and all. Thanks to the Wool Massacre, we're desperately short on personnel. I haven't been home in ages. I just wish I could at least get a letter off to my family. Say, you're headed for town, aren't you? Would you deliver a letter to my family for me? Thank you. My father Carlin is in the station square near the Royal Palace. I think. Tell him it's from me, alright? What? Royal Palace. I'm just writing stuff down so I can remember. Soldier's letter. hang on. Will the item description say where it needs to go? A letter entrusted to Kaim by an Uran soldier. Did you know about the landslide in the Highlands of Wool? I was talking with some grunt who went to investigate, but the way he put it, the battlefield's completely buried now. There was nothing left to investigate, he says. Everything's gone except for a few pieces of useless junk here and there. Funny to think the garbage is all that's left to tell the tale of the Wool tragedy. What did they do with the junk? Well, he said they'll probably sell it off once the investigation's complete. That's the army for you, huh? It's mostly stuff like Kent military swords and broken magic weaponry, and I told him that nobody would want to buy that stuff. But you know Barkus, the guy who's got a shop in... Ura City? My contact says he might buy it all up. I highly doubt Barkus would do that willingly, though. Someone was over in the Highlands of Wool collecting old Kent weapons and things. They say he's going to bring it all to Barkus' shop in Ura City. I have a soldier telling me he lost his helmet. Where the heck could it be? He said he dropped it through a gap while he was going up on the lift. But when I went back to fetch it, it was gone. What's with this stupid lift? I can't get it to do anything. Our enemies could descend on us at any moment, and here I am fighting a lift. Ugh. How should I go about this? This cargo lift is a tricky little thing. Hey, you there! Do you know how to use this thing? You can't get up there without going on the lifts. But it's pretty easy to screw it up if you aren't careful. Plus, there's that junk in there too. But I've got to get these lifts moving, though. What to do? Work the lifts for him? Ah, you'll give me a hand? What a relief. Well then, let me explain how this thing works. You use these 3 levers to work the lifts. Each lift can stop at the top, middle, or bottom, and we need to get all of them to the bottom here. The tricky part is that pulling one lever moves 2 lifts at once. What's worse, each lift goes up and down in its own particular pattern. As you can move the lifts only a set number of times, after 6 movements, it'll automatically reset to its default position, so you can't screw it up too badly at the very least. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'm sure you'll figure it out soon enough. Pull lever A. Oh, am I supposed to get them all to the middle? Whoops, that didn't work out. You hit the 6-move limit, so it went and reset itself. Want to try again? Oh god, this is such a Square Enix puzzle. Alright, so where am I getting them? Let's see. Aren't these lifts a pain? The problem is I can't get my work done without going up there with this thing. Would you mind giving me a little help here? How they work for you? Let's see. Listen to instructions. Yes. You use these 3 levers to work the lifts. Each lift can stop at the top, middle, or bottom. We need to get all of them to the bottom here. The tricky part is that pulling one lever moves the 2 lifts at once. And what's worse, each lift goes up and down in some particular pattern. Also, you can move the lifts only a set number of times. After 6 movements, it'll all automatically reset to its default position, so you can't screw it up too badly, at the very least. Try it for yourself, and you'll see how they work soon enough. So I have to get them all to the bottom. Shit. Let's see, this lever A. Moves that up. So it just keeps going. I don't really want to do this. Alright, forget it. Alright, up. Ape. Beep boop, son. Beep boop. Oh no, that robot is a ghost. The monorail is about to depart. Where are you headed? Central Station, Royal Palace. I'll go to the Royal Palace. Because, like, they gotta give that old man his letter. I think I might just try to find a save point as well. I think I'm kind of done. Probe. Aqua's bomb. Goats' surprise attack inflicted a major number of casualties on us. I hope that doesn't happen again anytime soon. Take the exits across from here, and the palace is right in front of you. It's all under construction, though, thanks to those goats and bastards.
There are a lot of stores near the palace, but they're all so pricey when it comes to shopping. I prefer the central station. Hey, little girl. How does the monorail move anyway? My mom just says magic energy, but she doesn't say what that is. Right, Pipot. Pipot! It's very excited. Looks like it wants a solid seed. Give solid seed. It took something out of the pot. Tough seed. Like a whole trading sequence. There's a Pipot in the pot. It looks regretful. Rumor has it that the Pipot Numara loves these seeds. I can't get to Numara yet, so I'll probably do that next stream. Pipot, 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 Pipot. What to do, what to do? One of the injured from the incident with the magic beast is now housed at my place. The thing is, I want to contact his family and let them know about the situation, but I don't know what his name is or even where he lives. Or a note to make down? I'm meeting a friend here, but she still hasn't shown up yet. I guess I'll just go on ahead. So, do I get to the next one if I want to reach the Great Gate? I've never done this before. Monorail system is operating on a normal schedule. The entrance is on the left. I'm going to join the palace's royal guard next month. Handpicked from the ranks to the station guards. Pretty amazing, huh? I wonder if the square where the old man is down here. Yeah, probably. King Gongora seems reliable enough, but I'm concerned about how nobody knows where he is now. Now Gongora is our official leader. I couldn't think of anyone as good as him for the job. That's a treasure chest. Another treasure chest. It's a seed. Another seed. And that's another treasure chest. Or ore. King Zypha and Tolton seem like kind rulers, but supposedly what we need now is a strong king like Gongora. Magic energy is a terrifying thing. I have no one left to rely on now but Gongora. He says the Grand Staff will protect us, though I am worried about my son. My son is assigned to guard the Great Gate, but there's so few soldiers left he must have it pretty rough. Oh, this is the guy we need to talk to. His name? It's Yalan. Huh? You have a letter from him? Oh, thank you. I haven't received any word from him, so I was worried. Here, I'll give you this for your trouble. Freedom armband. Thank you for delivering my son's letter. He's always been such a worrywart. I'm glad to know he's alright. I had no idea how incredible the Grand Staff was. I doubt there's a nation out there willing to stand up to Ura. Ura's going to rule the world with King Gongora leading us. Oh, how happy I am to be alive to see this.
Gongora is such a modest, reliable man. I'm sure he'll do everything in his power for Ura.
Oh, I'm sure King Gongora has his own kingly way of handling things. I wouldn't worry about it. King Gongora has ensured a safe, prosperous future for all of Ura. Nothing can stop the Grand Staff. The goats and army attacked King Gongora's coronation, but he fended them off with his magic. He makes it look so easy. The Grand Staff is incredible. It's so cool. I heard a lot of people were injured in the Goatson attack. Things were pretty grim in front of the palace, especially. I was watching it all on the magic monitor here. Guess I'm lucky I didn't go down there. Gongora is going to be our protector from now on. I feel so much safer. Not even the Goatson army can touch us. Do you see the hole by the bridge over there? Goats has got some serious weaponry on them. The palace was pretty heavily damaged by the Goats' invasion, but then Gongora annihilated them after all. With King Gongora destroyed the Goatson, with King Gongora destroying the Goatson army, the world's finally at peace again. I knew I could rely on him. The founding king of Ura came to the light in an age of darkness, bringing his benevolent leadership to the vast landscape. He constructed the royal seals and placed them all over the world as a rite of passage for anyone who claimed the crown of the future kings. I hear that one of the royal seals is hidden in a mansion somewhere in Ura. Finding it is the path to the knowledge of the ancients. Royal seal hidden in mansion in Ura. Gotta explore just a little bit more. Everything will be just fine with the Gongora on our side. He avenged King Tolton's death, after all. Gongora flew away on the Grand Staff. Rumor has it he's off to wipe off the remnants of Goatson's forces. This. Oh, is this the back alleys? Yeah, it is. Here's what's left of the city. It's been decimated. Okay, is this another dream? Look, you see that hole? That was made by a Goatson tank. My cousin was seriously wounded on that Goatson attack. I'll make them pay for this. Alright, this is a good place to end it, with another memory. So I'll just I'll just read this one, and then I will save, and I will come back to this game next week. Time recalls a memory that, let's see. A dream has been revealed.
An old soldier's legacy. Kime spent the entire summer surrounded by a fence that towered over him. He was trapped in a prisoner of war camp. It was a terrible mistake. Not his, but the dim-witted, cowardly commander's. Kime was a mercenary attached to the man's regiment. They were invading the enemy's main port city when the officer miscalculated at the end of the unit's line of retreat and the line of retreat was cut off. While the troops were prepared for an all-or-nothing charge, the commander almost casually opted to surrender. "Don't worry," he had said to his men before they were locked up. "Whatever happens now, the ultimate victory in this war will be ours. Instead of making a stand and dying for nothing, we'll be much better off if we just quietly let them take us as prisoners of war. We'll be liberated right away in any case." Are you sure about that? This made perfect sense, but the officer completely misread the feelings of an enemy on the brink of defeat. Having survived hundreds of battles, Kime knew better than anyone how people felt toward prisoners of war after the hated enemy had taken the lives of their friends and loved ones and torched their hometowns. To the members of his platoon, at least, as they were preparing to enter the camp, he whispered, "You'd better forget about any rosy pictures. This could be worse than the battlefield." His words proved all too accurate. Life in the POW camp was bitterly harsh. Day after day, the men were forced to do back-breaking labor on a diet of scraps. The sick and injured went untreated and were not even allowed to rest. To collapse on the job was to die. Indeed, several of the prisoners died not by collapsing on the job, but from brutal beatings for minor infractions. Everyone with access to the camp, both the soldiers assigned to guard duty and ordinary citizens with business there, looked upon the prisoners with hatred in their eyes. Some guards would have swords at them and would wave swords at them and boast, "I can kill you bastards anytime I like," and certain officers slaughtered one prisoner after another, disguising the killings as accidents. Uncertainty. Even as they tormented the prisoners, such men were suffering the deaths of their families and friends in the war, and spending their days in fear of the coming invasion. The camp was a place ruled by hatred and revenge, but also a place shrouded in uncertainty and fear of the day when the captives would become their captors. This tense, complicated atmosphere ate away at the spirits of all, friend and foe alike. Oh, fuck, I didn't read that. Shit! A month passed after the platoon entered the POW camp. The enemy troops were thoroughly exhausted. The fall of the capital was said to be imminent. In spite or because of that, life in the camp was worse than ever. The tasks assigned to prisoners were even crueler than before, and their diet, which was meager enough to begin with, fell below the level needed to sustain life. The military guards bullied the prisoners as if for their own amusement, wounding them and mistreating them with fatal consequences. All kinds of civilians did their part too, hurling human waste over the fence into the camp, and even if secret stashes of food might be left for them, none of the prisoners dared eat them for fear they might be poisoned. Hatred climbed to unseen heights. To one prisoner who moaned, "Why are you doing this to us?" a guard spat out the answer. "It's just what your country is doing to us." And it was true. All the young men of the enemy country were being sent into battle, where most of them were being killed. Whole towns had been burned down and transformed into rubble. While the soldiers assigned to guard duty knew that defeat in the war itself was certain, they continued to be victors where the POWs were concerned. And while the captured soldiers believed in the victory of their fatherland and waited for the day when their comrades would rescue them,
they continued to be the vanquished among victors. The moans of the POWs could be heard throughout the camp. When is the war going to end? The war doesn't have to end, just let them get us out of here. Have we been abandoned by the fatherland? Time kept offering the same advice to them again and again. Be patient, he would say. Don't give up hope. Time knew everything there was to know about war, and so he realized what was happening now. The fatherland's supreme commanders were trying to bring down the capital first, and leaving the fall of this military port city for later. POWs had, in fact, been abandoned. Commander-in-Chief would no doubt say, for the sake of a great victory, we cannot let ourselves be concerned about a small setback, and he would be right. But precisely because he would be right, Time could not convey this to the prisoners, who firmly believed that their side was trying their best to rescue them. One POW after another made plans to escape, and for every one of those there was an informant who exposed his plan to the guards. Both types of prisoners had the same thing in mind, to save himself alone. No one could be trusted. There were even some informants who made up phony escape stories about perfectly innocent men just to put themselves in a little better position with the guards. The only thing awaiting such traitors when the war finally ended would be the revenge of their comrades. As much as they understood this, all they could do was ingratiate themselves with the guards so as to secure their momentary safety. The fence was not the only thing surrounding the POWs. It was not just their bodies, but their minds that had been taken captive. In addition to the ones who died from illness and injury, were increased numbers of those who ended their own lives after a period of mental suffering. Be patient. Don't give up hope. Time words gradually ceased to make an impression on anyone. After the men had been prisoners of war for 2 months, a new guard took charge of Kime's barrack. In place of the young warrior who had been guarding them came an old soldier. His name was Jimmy. When he introduced himself to the men, he remarked with a grim smile, "Things must be getting pretty desperate if they're calling up an old goat like me." The young guard had been sent to the front lines. This probably meant that the battle for the capital had entered its final phase. I tell you, this war is almost over. In another month, you young fellows will be on the other side of the fence. We'll be locked in here. Our positions will be completely reversed. Jemmy needed no prompting from the POWs, and his voice contained his voice contained none of the hate-filled agitation of the young guards. All you fellows have to do is hang in there a little longer, be patient, and not give up hope. His words were almost identical to Kime's, which meant that Jemmy, like Kime, had experienced many a battle over the years. We may be in different positions, but deep down we're the same. You men are unarmed prisoners, and will be under your control as soon as you come to occupy the country. I'm what you will be tomorrow, and you're what I will be tomorrow. I don't know how long we're going to go on like this, but if you stop and think about it, isn't it stupid for us to keep hating each other and snarling at each other? Let's at least try to get along. He twisted his wrinkled face into a big grin and laughed aloud. His smile deeply affected the mentally and physically exhausted men. Before they knew it, they were smiling too. This was the first carefree smile that any of them had managed since their captors, or, rather, since their time on the battlefield. Jemmy's kindness was not limited to words. Of course, the change of a single guard was Of course, the change of a single guard was not enough to substantially improve the prisoners' treatment. The hard labor and meager food were the same as before, but Jemmy would speak to them with real feeling. Sorry for working you so hard, but there aren't any young men left in this town to do the muscle work. We're not making you do these jobs to punish or discipline you, but because the town needs your help with these construction projects. I'm sorry we can't give you anything decent to eat, I really am, but everybody outside the fence is starving too. We're all in this together, so try to put up with it. Jemmy would try to order somewhat easier jobs for prisoners who had taken ill, and he would sneak them extra food. This is the kind of guard he was. The prisoners started calling him Uncle Jemmy, and would even joke around with him sometimes. We'd be way better off if the other guards were like you, Uncle Jemmy, said one prisoner, to which Jemmy nodded sadly. I'll tell you what, Uncle Jemmy, said another prisoner. If I had known that there were people like you in this country, I never would have volunteered. I'm not forgetting my place as a POW, but let me shake your hand once. Jemmy allowed himself the faintest of smiles at this and gave the man his hand. You know something, Kime? Jemmy said, sitting down beside Kime during a break in the heavy lifting. It was a clear, beautiful day, but the sunlight poured down on them had lost its midsummer glare. The season had shifted to autumn. I'd say you're a little different from these other young prisoners. Am I? I know you've seen your share of battles. I can smell it on you. Kime's only reply to Jemmy was a strained smile. Jemmy seemed to have known what Kime's response to his remark would be, and he wore the same kind of smile as he carried on the conversation. Why haven't you escaped? It will be easy for a man like you to break through the flimsy security they have here. You give me too much credit. You could make it by yourself, by taking everybody with you. But taking everybody with you would be tough. Is that why you stayed? Kime gave him another strained smile, saying nothing. Jemmy was right. If he decided to escape on his own, it would be easy for him to climb over the fence if, however, he managed to gain his freedom. The prisoners he left behind would be punished or, at the very least, have to live with increasingly harsh security measures. Young soldiers abandoned in the camp would feel only despair. If he was going to escape, it would have to mean getting everyone over the fence. Most of the others, however, were so wasted away that they were beginning to lose even the strength to go on living. Men like that could only be a drag on his own flight to freedom. You're a kind-hearted fellow, aren't you? Jemmy said. And you're a smart one. And you're a smart one, too, I'll bet. What do you mean by that? Any soldier with as much experience as you has already seen the handwriting on the wall. The war is over. Another 3 days, maybe a week, or our side is going to announce a total surrender. Right now, we're just making our last stand out of sheer stubbornness. The second the war ends, prisoners will go free, and we'll take your place. Yes, and? It'll just be a little longer. Really, all you have to do is hold on a little longer. You must know that as well as I do. So you're probably not even thinking of making the effort to escape. When Kime nodded, Jemmy smiled and said, That's fine. I'm just as fed up as you are with all the pointless fighting and hatred. He looked up at the autumn sky, his profile marked by a number of deep wrinkles. On closer inspection, Kime realized that some of these wrinkles were scars left by sword cuts. Let me tell you something, Kime. Alright? Our country doesn't have the strength left to make it through another hard winter. I knew that when summer was still here. I see. I just wish we had given up sooner. Then there wouldn't have been so many young men killed in battle, and so many towns burned. Jemmy releases a deep sigh and added, when this war is over, we're going to have to do whatever your country tells us to do. We can't complain if we're enslaved or tortured to death by the young men who are now our prisoners of war. Kime could not assure him that would never happen. As a mercenary, he would just go off seeking new employment when this war ended. But this was not true for the other prisoners of war. As the conquerors, they would now have peace. They would return to the lives they led before. But how many among them would be able to treat the vanquished people with kindness and respect? I think you'll know what I mean, Kime, when I say you can be as cruel as you like to us, as cruel as you like to us old folks when the fighting ends. Please, I'm begging you, be decent to the young men and to the women and to the children. Don't do anything to them that will make them hate your country. Otherwise, there'll be just another war sometime in the future. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, maybe even 100 years from now. I don't want any more of this. Countries fighting each other, people hating each other. It happened at that very moment. A violent ringing of a bell began to echo throughout the camp. It was the bell in the watchtower, signaling an emergency meeting of the guards. Oh well, gotta go, Jemmy said, standing up. Don't bother going back to work right away. Tell the other fellows everybody can have a little break. He took a few steps before turning to say to Kime with a smile, You know, if we weren't enemies, I would have liked to have a drink with you sometime. That was the last time Kime saw of Jemmy as a guard. The sun was overhead when Jemmy left, but he did not come back even after it had begun sinking in the west. The next time someone came into the enclosure, it was the cheers of the POWs welcoming the arrival of their countrymen. You are going to be all right now, men. The war is over. It's a huge victory for our side. Jemmy's country had agreed to a total surrender. The guards assembled in the tower were stripped of their weapons, and anyone who resisted was killed on the spot. Get a move on there! Hurry up! The soldiers who, until a short time ago, had ruled the camp were herded into the enclosure with whips and under the threat of drawn swords. The POWs who, until only moments ago, had been under their rule, now lined up to stare at their former guards. Before anyone knew it, the guards were being cursed and stoned. Hands tied, the soldiers could not ward off the stones, and before long they were drenched in blood. Jemmy was among them. He stared at Kime, blood gushing from his forehead. His eyes showed no hatred or resentment. He simply gave Kime a little nod, looking straight at him as if to say, Remember what I asked you to do. Kime shouted to the men surrounding these new prisoners, Stop it! Stop it! They've surrendered! Leave them alone! But liberated from the fear of death and from the days of humiliation, his young comrades, wide-eyed and screaming like animals, went on stoning their former guards. Can't you see who this is? It's Uncle Jemmy! Stop it! One of the soldiers gave him a contemptuous snort and all but spit out the words. The old bastard was just sucking up to us for when our side won. Another soldier, the young man who had asked to shake Jemmy's hand that day, shouted, You might act like a good guy, but an enemy's an enemy. And besides, he's just some old geezer from a country we pounded into the dirt. He threw another stone at Jemmy. Kime's Kime's shouts did no good. He started grabbing hands that were readying to hurl stones and smashing people in the face, but no one would listen to him. A commander of the troops that had galloped to the rescue just grinned and said, "Good, good, get it out of your system," and he handed swords to the unarmed men. "Kill them all and raise some victory cries while you're at it. Think of the humiliation you endured as prisoners. Now's the time to get even." "No! Stop it!" Kime shouted. "The war is over!" "Wait, I know you. You're a mercenary. You're just spouting a lot of nonsense. A few good swords thrusts could shut that mouth of yours." The commander's aides took this as a signal to surround Kime. "Don't waste your time on him, men. Warriors of our beloved fatherland, kill these soldiers first, and then we can attack the town. Set fires, take the women. We won this war. This town, this country, and everything belongs to us now." The commander laughed aloud, but in the next moment, his smile turned into a grimace. His aides were falling to the ground. Kime had grabbed a sword from one of them, and now it flashed in his hands. "Traitor! Somebody take him down!" Kime swung around and started for Jemmy. But it was too late. The soldiers were already slashing wildly at the former guards, who had no means to defend themselves. Standing amid the hellish scene of human butchery, Kime saw it happen. The old soldier, who had been kind because he knew all too well the link between war and hatred, fell to the ground without uttering a word, a hateful blade thrust into his back. Kime made a break for the camp gate. He ran for all he was worth, a soundless roar reverberating inside him. Why did people have to hate each other so? Why did people have to fight each other so? And why was it impossible for people to stop fighting and stop hating? He did not know the answer to these questions. Saddened and frustrated by his own incomprehension, Kime ran at full speed through the rubble of the town. A 100 years passed by. "This is it, Kime," the commander said with a smile. "I am enormously grateful for the magnificent job you've done. You can name your own reward when this war is over. The last great offensive is about to begin. This should bring the war to a close. It has taken 100 years. After all these long years as a vassal state, the country that lost the war the year Kime was a prisoner had raised its banner against the ruling power under which it endured such suffering in the last war. The defeated country had spent 100 years nurturing its hatred for the ruling power, passing the hatred down from parent to child to grandchild. The country that won the war 100 years ago was too filled with a ruler's arrogance and insensitivity to notice what was happening. The only things that it had handed down from parent to child, to grandchild, are the scorn and contempt for the inferior country under its sway. This war ends with almost disappointing ease. The results are the exact opposite of the war 100 years earlier. No one knows on which side the goddess of victory will smile if yet another war occurs 100 years from now. Alright, Kime. Name your reward. Kime answers the commander's question softly. I don't need a thing. Why not? It's true that you're a mercenary, but you far outdid the regular troops. Our country wants to show its appreciation for your efforts. That's how you really feel. I'd like you to promise me one thing. What's that? Don't make your enemy hate you. What are you talking about? I'm talking about treating the people of the defeated country with kindness and respect. Shocked expression on his face, the commander laughs and says, Aren't you the soft-hearted one? Kime, however, is deadly serious. This is the legacy an old man from your own country left me 100 years ago. Enough, says the commander, still looking shocked. Dismissed. Kime himself has no hope that Jemmy's legacy will be fulfilled. The 100-year journey he has taken since that fateful day in the camp has shown him only the selfishness and stupidity of the human race. It will be the same from here on out as well. Indeed, nothing has changed since long before he met Jemmy. And yet, back at his post, Kime grips his sword and holds his breath. It will change someday. They will see someday. I want to believe that. Unless I believe it, I can't go on with my endless journey. You know what I mean, don't you, Uncle Jemmy? Eyes closed, you can see Jemmy's face smiling sadly. The order goes out to the entire assembled force. Charge! Within the rising cloud of dust, Kime grips his sword and starts to run. End. My cousin was seriously wounded by that goat's attack. I'll make them pay for this. Look, you see that hole? That was made by a goat's tank. Pardon me, have you seen anyone who looks like this? He's my father. You haven't, I see. He was supposed to visit the city yesterday on an errand during the Gongora coronation ceremony. I fear he was swept up in the goats in advance. I apologize for the trouble, but if you see my father, please let me know, and take this. Then you'll be able to recognize my father from it. Missing person poster. I wonder if there's a save point here. This is like a whole ass palace. I think I'll have to wait till next stream to explore that. I'm just gonna run back and save, and I think that'll be it for... Oh, hang on, is this something? No, it's just some decoration. Alright, let's go. Alright, that'll be it. That'll do it for this week. I'll be back again next week. Adios.